If you've ever opened a bag of chicken 2 days later, or pulled frozen berries out and found them buried under ice crystals, you already know why an affordable vacuum sealer can be worth it. The tricky part is that these machines can look pretty similar at first glance, even though they fit very different kitchens and routines. Some are better when you're sealing a lot at once. Some make more sense when you just want to store leftovers without giving up half a drawer, and some make day-to-day use feel much simpler because the cutter, bag storage, or controls are handled in a smarter way. So in this video, you're going to get a clear feel for which one suits the way you actually cook, pack, freeze, and meal prep. And if you want to compare for yourself, I've put links to the latest prices I'm seeing right now for each vacuum sealer in the description box below. Starting with the Bonsenkitchen, and if you're narrowing down the top-rated budget vacuum sealer shortlist, this one feels like it's built for the person who wants a full-size countertop sealer without paying full-size money. You're working with a 135-watt machine that measures 16 by 8.7 by 4.8 inches, so it still gives you a serious sealing setup without turning your counter into an appliance parking lot. In day-to-day use, that means you can keep it nearby for meal prep days, then move it out of the way without it feeling like a giant project. It lands in a nice middle ground where you get a more substantial machine, but it still fits a normal home kitchen. What stands out most here is the sealing system itself. This model uses 4 upgraded vacuum pumps, and the setup is built to seal up to 50 bags in 20 minutes. So you get a machine that makes a real difference when you're portioning chicken breasts, freezing ground beef, or breaking down warehouse store groceries in one sitting. That higher throughput approach matters because bulk sealing only saves time when the machine keeps up with you. Instead of waiting around between bags, you can keep the line moving and get the whole freezer prep session done in one stretch. The day-to-day convenience is strong too. You get an easy lock handle, built-in cutter, built-in bag storage, and a stated 65 dB low noise design. So the whole routine feels more controlled and less clunky when you're making bags, loading food, and sealing several rounds back to back. The bag clip and silicone press are there to reduce wrinkles, which matters because a smoother bag opening gives you a cleaner seal and fewer annoying do-overs. In practice, this is the kind of machine that feels less fussy when your hands are busy and your counter is already covered with food. The other piece of this is flexibility. You've got vac and seal, pulse vac, seal, extended seal, and accessory mode. So you're not locked into one style of sealing. When the food in front of you changes, that means you can move from dry pantry items to more delicate or wetter foods with a little more control. Instead of treating every bag the same way, add in the 3-year quality commitment, and this one makes the most sense if you want a budget pick that still feels like a serious all-around kitchen tool. Are you more focused on sealing a lot of bags in one session or saving counter space day to day? Tell me in the comments so I can see what most people are trying to solve. Next up, and if you're looking at some of the great budget vacuum sealer contenders, the Chef Preserve goes in a very different direction. This is a battery-powered handheld unit that weighs 2.2 pounds. So the whole idea here is portability and simplicity rather than a traditional full-width countertop machine. If you hate bulky appliances, that shift is a big deal because you're not clearing a whole section of counter just to seal some leftovers or portion a few snack bags. It's much closer to the grab-and-go tool category, which makes it easy to keep nearby and actually use. The rhythm of using it is simple on purpose. You press the button, it seals a bag in 5 seconds, and it automatically shuts off when it's done. So the process stays quick when you're putting away sliced fruit, prepped vegetables, or leftover pizza after dinner. That kind of short cycle keeps the machine from feeling like another chore. You seal what you need, set it down, and move on with the rest of your kitchen routine. Its bag system is a big part of the appeal. This package comes with 30 reusable bags, split into 15 small and 15 medium, and those bags are BPA-free, dishwasher safe, freezer safe, refrigerator safe, and microwave safe. So you get a storage setup that keeps moving with your food instead of forcing you into one use-only habits. That matters when you want to prep chicken on Sunday, freeze half, refrigerate the rest, then wash the bag and use it again later. The leak-proof, odor-free design helps the whole system feel cleaner and more repeatable over time. Portability is really the reason to look at this one. Chef Preserve says one charge is enough for 1,000 bags, and the unit is framed as rechargeable, wireless, and about the size of a pepper grinder. So it fits especially well if you want something for travel, RV use, camping, or just a very tight kitchen. You're not buying this because you want a heavy-duty sealing station. You're buying it because you want vacuum sealing to feel easy enough that you'll actually keep doing it. Moving on to the NutriChef, and in this budget vacuum sealer comparison, this one feels like a classic entry-level countertop sealer with a straightforward, practical setup. It measures 14.1 by 6 by 3 inches and runs at 110 watts, so it gives you a compact machine that still feels like a real plug-in kitchen appliance rather than a gadget. On a smaller counter, that matters because it's easier to tuck into a corner, slide into a cabinet, or bring out only when you're portioning food for the week. It has that simple footprint that suits first-time buyers especially well. The control layout is part of why it feels approachable. This is a fully automatic electric design, with top panel controls, soft touch digital buttons, and LED indicator lights. So you're not guessing your way through the process every time you want to seal something. In practice, that means less fiddling when you're trying to move quickly through dinner cleanup or freezer prep. You press what you need, watch the indicators, and keep going. NutriChef also separates dry and moist sealing modes, and that is one of the most useful things for everyday food storage. Dry mode is there for more solid items, while moist mode is intended for foods like poached, simmered, or steamed dishes. So you get a better fit for what's actually in the bag instead of using one setting for everything. The reason that matters is simple. Different foods behave differently under vacuum, and having two modes makes the machine feel more adaptable from the start. If your kitchen swings between bulk meat prep, leftovers, and pantry sealing, that flexibility pays off fast. The starter bundle rounds it out in a helpful way. Along with the sealer, you get an air suction hose, a wine stopper cork, 5 medium bags, and 1 longer bag roll. And the included bags are reusable and waterproof with a listed temperature resistance up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So right away you got enough to start portioning food and a little extra flexibility for bottle sealing too. This one fits best if you want an affordable countertop model that keeps things simple, compact, and beginner-friendly. If portability or reusable bags are what caught your attention, what are you trying to make easier right now? Drop a comment below because kitchens and routines are so different. Then you get to the Anova Precision Vacuum Sealer Pro. And for anyone shopping for the best budget food vacuum sealer, this is where the budget category starts to feel more polished. The machine measures 14.75 by 7 by 4.3 inches, weighs 5 pounds, and runs at 120 watts, so you're getting a countertop unit that still feels manageable in a home kitchen while carrying a more substantial upgraded layout. The overall shape and size make it easy to leave out during a prep session without the machine feeling oversized. It has more of that ready for regular use feel the moment you set it on the counter. What really gives it that step-up feel is the sealing hardware. Anova builds this one around a high-power vacuum and a reliable double sealer, so you get a tighter, more confidence-inspiring finish when you're sealing proteins, batch-cooked meals, or foods headed for sous vide. That double seal setup matters because it adds a little more peace of mind when the bag is holding moisture and you don't want to second guess the closure later. It's the sort of thing you appreciate most when you're filling the freezer and expecting those bags to stay solid. This one is especially easy to live with because the convenience features are integrated into the body. You can use it one-handed, and inside the machine, there's storage for a full roll of bags plus a sliding cutter, while the bottom hides cord storage. So, setup and cleanup feel neater from start to finish. That means you spend less time pulling out extra pieces and less time winding cords around the base afterward. It keeps the whole routine feeling streamlined, which is a big part of why some machines get used more often than others. The mode selection helps it stretch into more kitchens too. There's vacuum and seal, moist seal, pulse vacuum, and external pulse vacuum, and the wet mode uses lower pressure suction with that double sealer. So you get better control with juicier foods and container sealing as well. Anova also includes a 19-foot bag roll, which gives you room to start cutting custom sizes right away instead of immediately needing extras. If you want a budget-minded sealer that feels more refined and especially friendly for sous vide and wet foods, this is a very strong fit. Finally, the Nesco VS12, and if you're checking through budget vacuum sealer reviews, has the most serious freezer prep energy of the group. It measures 15.75 by 8 by 4.5 inches, weighs 6 pounds, and runs at 130 watts, so it has a sturdier countertop presence without getting ridiculous in size. When you pull it out for a bigger session, it feels like a machine built to do real work rather than just handle the occasional bag. That makes a difference if vacuum sealing is already part of how you buy meat, prep meals, or stock the freezer. The performance details are what separate it. Nesco pairs that 130 watt motor with a double vacuum pump rated at 25.1 inches of mercury, and the setup is framed for maximum air extraction on larger food items, so you get the kind of pull that suits bulkier packages better. In practice, that means less trapped air when you're sealing bigger cuts, family-sized portions, or larger make-ahead meals. If your sealing jobs are often more than just a couple of small snack bags, that stronger extraction focus is easy to appreciate. Control is another strength here. You get dry, moist, and double settings, and you can choose between normal pressure or gentle pressure, so the machine gives you more say over how aggressively it handles the bag. That matters because soft foods and wetter foods don't behave the same way, and the extra control helps the sealer adapt without turning everything into a one-mode compromise. The Easy Lock handle keeps one-handed use smooth too, which makes the workflow feel more natural when you're loading, sealing, and moving from one bag to the next. Nesco rounds it out with practical extras that suit regular use. There's optional double heat sealing for liquid-based or moist foods, built-in storage for any brand of bags, a bag cutter for custom lengths, and 2 starter rolls in the box, so you can start cutting and sealing right away. Those pieces matter because they remove a lot of the small annoyances that make cheaper machines feel cheap. If you want the budget vacuum sealer here that feels the most ready for bigger prep days and repeat freezer duty, this is the one that stands out. If you've already tried a sealing system that almost worked, share it in the comments because it helps other people reading through and trying to choose. So, here's the simple way to choose. If you want the smallest, easiest option for leftovers, travel, or a tight kitchen, the Chef Preserve makes the most sense. If you want a compact plug-in countertop model that feels beginner-friendly, the NutriChef is an easy pick, while the Bonsenkitchen gives you a stronger all-around batch prep setup with more modes and faster throughput. The Anova feels best for a more polished everyday experience, especially if wet foods and sous vide are part of your routine, and the Nesco is the one I look at first if you want the best budget vacuum sealer in this lineup for a more heavy-duty freezer prep feel. And if you want to check them out for yourself, I've put links in the description box to the latest prices I'm seeing right now for each vacuum sealer.